Ayes 36, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. Senator Cannella, for what purpose do you rise?
Privileges of the floor.
Yes.
If I get everybody's attention, today we have a very special birthday. Senator Tom Berryhill's birthday is today. He's to the age where we actually don't mention the age anymore, so we'll just say happy birthday, Tom.
Happy birthday, Tom. All right, members, we'll move to file item 31, Senator Galgiani. Pass on file. File item 32, Senator Morell. Would you like to bring this item forward? Senate Resolution 41. Pass on file. File item 33, Senator Pan. Would you like to bring this item forward? Pass on file. File item 34, Senator Wen. Okay, pass on file. File item 35. Pass, okay. File item 36, Senator Pan. Okay. File item 37, Senator Bates. Pass on file. File item 38, Senator Pan. Okay. Pass on file. File item 39, Senator Runner. Not at her desk. All right. File item 40, Senator Levine. Okay, I'm sorry. We're now going to go to Assembly third reading.
Assembly third reading. And let's bring Mitchell up. And what we're going to do is let the body know we're going to take some measures out of order. And the first measure will be item 209, 525.
Okay. 525? All right.
Where's the list? Right here. Out of order.
Okay, members, we are going to take some items out of order, beginning with file item 209 AB 525, and Senator Mitchell will be coming forward.
And is this what we're doing? This is Jackson. She's not there.
That's right. AB 525 right there.
Got it. This is, I'm following this list here. Senator Jackson. File item 209. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 525 by Assemblymember Holden, an act relating to franchises.
Senator Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and Madam President and members. I'm pleased to present this measure, Assembly Bill 525, which modifies and modernizes the California Franchise Relations Act. This bill is a long overdue measure that represents many long hours of negotiations to help bring balance to the franchisee-franchisor relationship, one that increases protections for small business, but also provides much-needed modernization from the franchisor perspective. As a result of many hours of work and large numbers of amendments, the bill is the definition of compromise. Specifically, the bill clarifies the conditions under which a franchisor may terminate the franchisor-franchisee relationship. It provides needed protections against unwarranted actions by a franchisor. It establishes fair standards for the monetization of the value of the franchise, provides a mechanism for the transfer of a franchise from one business owner to another, and ensures that when disagreements occur, that they can be resolved productively and fairly. Out of recognition by both franchisors and franchisees, the changes needed to make improve that relationship between the two, this measure ensures that disagreements can be resolved productively and without unnecessary acrimony. As a result of this hard work, and I know because I began this effort a year ago in a measure that now my colleague, Assemblymember Holden, has brought to fruition. The International Franchise Association, who had been the primary opposition, has removed their opposition from the measure, and it has since received unanimous bipartisan support and no opposition. For these reasons, I respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you very much, Senator. Is there any discussion or debate? Senator Roth?
Thank you, Madam President. Last year, when my colleague from Santa Barbara authored Senate Bill 610, I stood up to support that effort and frankly called it a Small Business Protection Act. Now, this effort, this Assembly Bill 525, is now properly titled the Small Business Investment and Protection Act because it does just that. The bill includes a provision whereby a franchisee must fail to substantially comply with the requirements of the franchise agreement before the business owner, before he or she loses his or her business. And frankly, what's fundamentally unfair about that? So this time again, I respectfully stand to ask your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion or debate? Seeing none, Senator Jackson, do you choose to close?
Just simply respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Cannella. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Wynn. Nilsson. Wynn, aye. Nilsson, aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Call the absent members, please.
Glazer, aye. Berryhill. Cannella. De Leon. Fuller. Hancock. Huff. Morrell. Morrell, aye.
Ayes 34, no 0. The measure passes. Senator Jackson.
Madam President, I would respectfully ask for immediate transmittal to the Assembly.
Thank you very much. The desk will note. Moving on to file item 187, Assembly Bill 315, Senator Nielsen. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 315 by Assemblymember Bigelow, an act relating to tribal gaming and declaring the urge thereof to take effect immediately.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, myself, Assemblymember Gaines, Senator Gaines, Assemblymember Bigelow, who represents this area. Very pleased to bring forward the United Auburn Indian Committee Pact, negotiated with the governor and the administration. It really is a model of the future. As Indian gaming in California has matured, this is kind of a culmination of the next step forward for such compacts. The tribe employs 2,500 people. They're all well-paying jobs, both in the casino and all the supportive services. And it numbers about 2,600 machines on the floor. The payments have been a bit of an issue, and that has been addressed in this new compact. United Auburn will increase its payment to the Revenue Sharing Trust Fund from $2 million to $9 million. That fund has been underfunded. This is a substantial commitment to ensure future stability in that fund. The trust fund pays for the state's trust obligation, and it is about $1.1 million to the non-gaming and limited gaming tribes. It has been underfunded, and now this tribe is showing that it will come up to the plate. It significantly will help those non-gaming tribes benefit where they have not been before. It is a big step indeed forward. In addition, additional monies will now then go to the county of Placer. One of the big issues in these counties where casinos are placed is the impact on those counties. And historically, over the years, casinos have been very generous in their granting of help to our individual counties. The compact says the tribe will pay $15 million annually into the state's general fund, but $9 million can be redirected to infrastructure development on non-Indian gaming lands in Placer County, to non-gaming lands. That is a big contribution to the prosperity of the county. Auburn will also pay a share of the costs associated with problem gaming, regulatory activities, and grants to the local communities, as they have always done, related to the impacts of tribal gaming. They can now operate up to 3,500 slot machines, and the compact will extend to 2041. As I said, this is a step in the maturing, and it is a model negotiated with the governor and the United Auburn Tribe, a model for the future, a model that assures bounty and balance, where the tribes can continue to be full economic partners in the future of the state of California. Now, even more so significantly, we appreciate members of the tribe being with us here today to celebrate this compact and a victory. I urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Senator Gaines.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I rise today in support of AB 315. I've worked closely with the tribes for decades, back to my time as a Placer County supervisor. It was then that we worked closely on the development of the tribe's casino, Thunder Valley Casino and Resort. And now, as a tribe state senator, I am pleased to be able to support the amendments to their compact. The new compact includes payments that will allow for non-gaming economic development investments that benefit the state and the tribe because of their cultural, social, and environmental value, and that provide economic diversification to the tribe. And that includes the 12 Bridges interchange that they were instrumental in financing, and the future development adjacent, actually across the street from the casino, that will help jumpstart our Sunset Industrial area. So we're very excited about that opportunity. They've continued to make payments to support operational expenses and capital improvements to the county of Placer, investments that are associated with additional taxes paid to the state for renewable energy projects, and of course the capital improvements that I mentioned. This compact is a win for Placer County. It's a win for the state, and it's a win for the United Auburn Indian community, who have always been such a great partner in the state and the local community. And I'm honored to work with my colleague, Jim Nielsen, and Assemblywoman Gaines and Assemblymember Bigelow as we move forward with this, and I urge an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or debate on the measure? Any discussion or debate? Senator Nielsen, do you wish to close?
For prosperity and goodwill, I urge an aye vote.
Thank you very much. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Berryhill. Block. Cannella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgioni. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nielsen. Aye. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wykowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Bell, aye.
Call the absent members, please.
Berryhill. Block. Aye. Cannella. Fuller. Hancock. Hill. Aye. Huff. Lada. Monning. Pan.
Ayes 32, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 32, no 0. The measure passes. Moving on to file item 93, AB 1119.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1119 by Assemblymember Rendon, an act relating to public utilities.
Senator Hertzberg, hold on one second. I apologize. Senator Gaines, for what purpose do you rise?
Privileges of the floor. I'd like to make an introduction of the tribe, if I could, just very briefly.
Senator Hertzberg, thank you very much. Senator Gaines, please go ahead.
Thank you, Senator Hertzberg. I appreciate that. Yes. It is my honor this morning to introduce the United Auburn Indian Community Tribal Council from my district. In the back of the gallery, we would have with us today Tribal Chairman Gene Whitehouse. Please stand. Vice Chairman John Williams and Tribal Treasurer Brenda Adams. Please join me in welcoming them here on the Senate floor. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much and welcome to the Senate floor. Senator Hertzberg, I apologize for the interruption. The Secretary has already read. You may go ahead and proceed with your presentation.
Happy to accommodate. I rise to present this bill for two distinct reasons. The first is because it's Assembly Bill 1119, and it's a not so discreet way to remind the members of this House while they're on holiday that November 19th is my birthday. The second and more important reason that I rise in support to present on this measure is because it's good law. It will make good law. More than 100 years ago, when we organized the relationships among cities and counties, they were very distinct and the overlaps were much less. As special permission was granted throughout the years for municipal utilities to develop and maintain infrastructure projects through unincorporated rights of way in various counties. That law at the time prohibited counties from challenging utility projects through their territories that potentially displace residents, even though cities may legally challenge the same project. In contrast, the municipal corporations must agree under law as to the location, terms, conditions for the projects, even in other jurisdictions. And for example, just briefly as I close, to say that in Los Angeles, the Department of Water and Power could execute a project through Marina del Rey, which is county property, without the county's input, but couldn't do the same thing in Culver City, an incorporated area not too far from Marina del Rey. So this measure, AB 1119, November 19th, simply modernizes, I strike that, I promised I would never use that word, modernizes state law to update county property rights. I ask for your support of this measure.
Thank you very much. Is there any discussion or debate on the measure? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call. Senator Hernandez, would you like to close? Hertzberg, would you like to close?
I vote. I did close.
Please call the roll, Mr. Secretary.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Cannella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgioni. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. Jackson. I. Lara. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. Morrell. Wynn. I. Nielsen. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wykowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Allen, I to no.
Call the absent members.
Berryhill. Canella. Fuller. Huff. Latta. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Nielsen. Runner.
Ayes 32, noes 1. The measure passes. Mr. Pro Tem. Under motions, under privileges of the floor, Mr. Pro Tem.
Thank you very much, Madam President and colleagues. Please join me in welcoming members of the National Ski Patrol Far West Division. As the leading authority of on-mountain safety, the National Ski Patrol is dedicated to serving the public and outdoor recreation industry by providing education and accreditation to emergency care and safety service providers. The Far West Division was formed back in 1938, the same year as the National Ski Patrol was several patrols in California. The first out Mount Waterman in response to the need to provide first aid and transport to the skiers that were visiting these new ski areas. These very brave individuals are dedicated to serving the public and outdoor recreation industry, providing emergency care and safety services. Today, it includes more than 2,400 members, most of them right here in the great state of California. They patrol 37 resorts in the West, including Kirkwood, Tahoe, Backcountry, Mammoth, Mount Baldy, Mount Shasta, Snow Summit, Alpine Valley, Bear Mountain, Heavenly Valley, and the Sierra Summit. Besides the patrolling they do during the winter at ski locations, the Ski Patrol also supports many other sport activities at both ski areas and other venues. Additionally, they support 2 statewide search and rescue teams under Cal OES. These patrollers provide search capabilities in the winter environments and train year-round. I would especially like to introduce Bill Gibson, Director of the Far West Division, Mark and Patty Gibble, the first couple in the history of National Ski Patrol to receive the nationwide honor for Outstanding Instructor Patroller the very same year, 2014. That is a husband and wife team that really works together. And of course, a very special person to me, Tina Choi, who is the advisor to the Ski Patrol. All of them, I'm going to assume, quadruple black diamond skiers and then some. And what's so great about Tina Choi, many folks know Tina Choi, she comes from a really great ski area in Southern California called Koreatown, you know, where they got some really double black diamond, mountains there. And hopefully you guys will come to East LA and ski patrol in that area sometime soon. So colleagues, I know that one of our colleagues who represents Lake Tahoe, the great Senator Ted Gaines, is a double black diamond skier himself. Well, that's what you've told me. You've told me that. Yeah, that's what you've told me. So let's please give it up to these wonderful men and women who put their lives on the line to rescue those who are in harm's way on all of the ski resorts in the state of California. Welcome to our National Ski Foundation Patrol.
Senator Gaines at the Pro Tem's desk.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. I just want to thank Senator De Leon for, number one, coming up to my district and understanding some of the issues we have, but also supporting National Ski Patrol and the great role that they play that is so critical. I have not used them yet in my 40 years of skiing, but
You're so good.
but I did tear my ACL, but I kind of hobbled down the mountain and got some help from first aid, and hopefully I'll never have to use your services, but it's so nice to have you on the mountain, and a lot of my ski resorts in my district are represented. They do great things on the mountain in terms of looking out for the safety of our skiers. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us on the Senate floor. Senator De Leon. Under privileges of the floor, Senator De Leon. Senator De Leon, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues, I am very, very proud to present a resolution to Liana Fuentes Michel, who is retiring after 35 years of public service. For the last 12 years, Mrs. Fuentes Michel has served as director of the California Student Aid Commission, which administers over $2 billion in financial aid to California students. Diana is also the first woman and the first Latina, first woman of color to hold this position. During her very distinguished career, Mrs. Fuentes Michel has worked for Governor Gray Davis in both the Senate as well as the Assembly, the University of California, the California Community Colleges, and the California Post-Secondary Education Commission. Throughout her career, Diana has worked to support low-income, first-generation college students as director of the Student Aid Commission. She saw the implementation of the DREAM Act, which has provided financial aid to thousands of undocumented California students. Today, Diana is joined by her husband, Jose, her daughter is Andrea, and is this your newborn? Your newborn, yours. Your grandson, okay. I don't want to discriminate, none to ageism. I respect everybody. It's not your newborn, it is your grandson. It's your grandson, okay. And their grandson, Joseph. Members, please join me in honoring Diana Fuentes Mitchell for an incredible distinguished career, but especially heading up the California Student Aid Commission, where she helps so many needy students throughout the state of California. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you very much for your service. Senator De Leon, would you like to do the governor's appointment, sir? File item 17, governor's appointments. Senator De Leon.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, we have file item number 17, appointment from the governor. That's Mr. Robert Schneider, who is a member of the Water Quality Control Board, Central Valley Region. This appointment was heard August 19th and passed on a 4-1 vote. He has served on the board since 1999. He is being reappointed by the governor. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion or debate? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. Bates. Bell. I. Berryhill. Block. I. Canella. De Leon. I.
She wants to go to governor's appointment.
Fuller. Gaines. I. Galgiani.
That's 17, so the next one is 18.
Glazer.
We'll be voting
I.
on
Hall.
all individuals.
I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. Hill. I. Weso.
So we're done here. So
I. Huff. Jackson. I. Lada. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. Morrell. Wynn. Nilsson. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Anderson, no.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Wynn, no. Bates. No. Berryhill. Canella. Aye. Fuller. Galgiani.
Gaines, aye to no.
Aye. Gaines.
Aye to no, please.
Aye to no. Hertzberg. Huff. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Nilsson. Runner. Stone. No.
Ayes 26, noes 8. The appointment is confirmed.